If you're over 40 and you want to make some money on the side without having to quit your day job, then you're in the right place. Now, I just turned 40 myself, and as depressing as that is, one of the best things that I ever did was start a side hustle, because within 18 months, I was making more than 5 times the amount of money I was making with my job. So I went ahead and quit. Now, I'm not saying that you need to quit your job, because a steady paycheck, stability, and benefits are some of the best reasons to have a job, especially in our stage of life right now. But in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 high-paying side hustles that are perfect for people like me and you, people who are busy, people who are responsible, but most importantly, you want a little bit more. Now, every side hustle that is on this list, I either personally do myself or I know someone who is doing it successfully. Each one is designed to make real money without taking up all your time so that you can still stay present with your family. So with that all out of the way, let's get into it. Now, here is something that might surprise you. Some of the biggest channels on YouTube do not even show their faces. Channels like Brightside have over 44 million subscribers, and no one really knows what the creators even look like. And it's because of one simple fact. These creators have figured out something that other ones just haven't. Now, I know that hiring people or hiring a team can sometimes feel a little intimidating, but I guarantee you it isn't. Let me show you what you would need to do in order to start creating these videos on autopilot. You usually get a script written for around $20 to $25. If you go to a place like Upwork or Fiverr, you can get voiceover artists for anywhere from $25 to $50 as well. But then you can also get an editor from Upwork. That's probably one of the favorite places I go to get editors. You can usually get a video edited anywhere between $75 and $125. Then finally, for a thumbnail designer, you can get this done anywhere from between $5 to $25. So far we're at about $200 or so, and you haven't had to worry about the creation of a single video. Now, I want you to take this channel right here, Beginning to Now. They are a history channel that makes about $4,500 every single month just from creating these videos, and they're fairly brand new. They just hire out all of the jobs we just talked about with freelancers, and then they sit back and collect the revenue. So if you did 4 to 5 videos a month, we're talking anywhere from $800 to $1,000 to create those videos, but then you're getting $4,500 back. That's a pretty decent profit that you're getting from doing very little work. So in actuality, this isn't really about becoming a quote-unquote YouTuber. It's about building a business with an entire back end where all you have to do is just give it an idea, and out spits the other side a nice video for you to post on YouTube. But YouTube isn't the only platform that's making people a lot of extra money, especially if you're over 40 years old. Now, email lists is possibly one of my favorite ways to earn revenue online without having to put in too much work. Now, here's the part that a lot of people get wrong, because you do not need thousands and thousands of people on your email list in order to make a decent income from it. Now, through things like affiliate marketing, which is one of my favorite things, and sponsorships, you'll be able to monetize people even if they don't buy anything that you send to them. A good measure of this would be about $1 to $5 for every subscriber that's on your list. That means even if you have a list as small as 500 people, you can make anywhere from about $500 to $2,500 every single month. Take someone like Ali Abdal. Now, Ali has a lot of subscribers on his email list, so he's kind of not the exact person you want to copy, but someone that you can eventually get to. But every email he sends, just from sending it, can make him anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 per email sent. Now, one thing that I do when I set up a new newsletter is I would go and pay someone to write 52 emails. Why 52? Well, that's how many weeks there are in a year, and I set them all up on an automatic sending cycle. That way, once they subscribe, they're going to get emails from me for an entire year without me ever having to touch it. Another cool trick that you can use to get people onto your email list is to create what's called a lead magnet. A lead magnet is very simple. It's just something that people want in your niche. So for example, in my newsletter, Your Extra Paycheck, which you should go check out, first link down in the description, I give away a free list of really cool side hustles that I don't talk about too much on the YouTube channel that I personally recommend and have done. So if you want to go check that out, check out the first link in the description. But you see what I did there? People will give you their email for free in exchange for something valuable to them. Now, you will need something that's called an email autoresponder. The one that I use is called Beehiiv. I'll be sure to leave a link down in the description. It's my favorite one. Definitely check it out. But even with that, email isn't the only way that you can make some money on the side that doesn't require all of your time. And in this case, this one hits real personal for me because as a small business owner, one thing that I absolutely hate is bookkeeping. I mean, bookkeeping is one of the least sexy things that you can do in your business, but there are people out there who will do it for you, and that's one side hustle that you can take advantage of as well. But here's the trick that not a lot of people talk about. You don't have to be a numbers guru or anything like that in order to be able to put all this together. You just need the right tools. Remember that you're not a CPA or an accountant or anything like that. You're just keeping the numbers together. And it's my new favorite tool that's called ReInvestWealth.com. I'll be sure to leave a link down in the description for it as well, but it is a bookkeeping AI assistant that you just connect to your checking account or to your credit card, and from there it just keeps track of everything. ReInvest Wealth will help put all of the reports together. The AI will even organize all of the different types of transactions, all of the revenue that's coming in, all of the expenses that's being paid out. You can even take pictures of receipts and just give it to the AI, and it'll automatically find the right transaction and couple them together. It's all of this for like $9 a month, which is pretty insane. Now, a lot of small businesses will hire a bookkeeper for anywhere from $300 to $800 per month just to take care of the bookkeeping. But if you're doing it for less than $10, yeah, you can see how much money you can make from that. With the AI assistant helping you with the bookkeeping, you can easily have 10 to 15 clients, all charging around $500 per month. Now, even though with bookkeeping, you'd be making a decent amount of money with recurring revenue, meaning you're getting paid every single month, there are other ways that you can do it as well. There is a thing that's called online communities. This is where people get together to talk about whatever it is they like to talk about. Usually it's to help them complete some type of task. At the end of the day, you think about the psychology of people in general. People like to be accepted and around people who think similar to they think, which is why places like Reddit and forums online are just so huge. Because everyone works from home now, there's isolation and people want to connect. They want to have understanding from what other people are dealing with so that people see that they're not alone. For example, I have a community where I teach people how to grow on YouTube. And one of those things that I do is just make sure that the expectations are set up front. I'm going to create a new video once a month that's specific for those people and leave it at that. And then I jump in once a day for a few minutes answering questions that people happen to have. So as long as people have that expectation, they won't go in thinking they need to be entertained every single month. Tools that I like to use to do this would be heartbeat.chat. It's a great place to be able to set up a community, as well as circle.so. That's another good place to do it, but my favorite is Heartbeat. There's one particular newsletter that usually stands out to me, and that's Kevin Van Trum's newsletter. Now, he has like an agricultural newsletter, which to me sounds about as boring as everything, but he charges $50 a month to be within that community. Now, the pricing really depends on the industry that you happen to be in, as well as how, interesting the information that you're providing within the community is to the people who need it. But before you get all excited about going out there and creating a community, just remember that, monetizing a community isn't the only way that you can go with this. There's another one that might be even better. Look, if you are in your 40s, chances are you finally have a career or at least some type of skill that you will be able to teach other people. But instead of a course, actually do what's called online consulting. But here's the real trick to this, because finding people to consult with usually isn't the hard part. It's the amount of time that it takes to be able to set up calls and then sit there, go through people's problems and experiences, and then actually help them. How can you do this without having to spend so much time on the phone? What you've probably noticed is that most of the problems that you have within your job that people are looking for when it comes to online consulting is kind of similar, which means you can create frameworks, you can create documents, you can create procedures, or what we call SOPs, or standard operating procedures, in order to get these jobs done, which means you can sell them over and over and over again without you having to get involved. Now, a large part of doing the online consulting does require you to kind of leverage other people to do a lot of the hard work for you, but that isn't the only way that you can use that skill to be able to multiply yourself over and over again. The reality is most people would rather have a root canal than have to post on Instagram consistently sometimes, because they'd rather just run their business and not have to worry about the marketing. So you can take that pain point that a lot of people have and actually find a way to monetize it. So to do social media management the old way that most people think that it has to be done is that you need to sit there and post on all of these platforms over and over again every single day, taking up all of your valuable time. But there's a better way to do it. Some of the most successful social media agencies that are out there isn't being run by one person. They hire people to do the things for them. It's kind of like you become the conductor of a symphony rather than being actually the one playing the instruments. Now let's get into the pay, because like you mentioned, you can go on Upwork and find people to post on Facebook or post on Instagram and probably only have to charge them around $10 per hour to do so. However, when you go out there and find businesses that need this type of service with their social media, you can charge anywhere from around $800 to $2,500 per month just to handle that. Now, if the digital landscape is a little too complicated, I totally get it because it's not for everyone. However, there is one other option that I want to give you. A lot of people are out there thinking that direct mail is actually dead, but it's really not. It's still extremely effective. In a lot of instances, it's actually a lot more effective because there's not as much quote unquote competition in a person's mailbox versus their email. I mean, just think about it. I get probably hundreds of emails a day, but when I go check my mail, there might be like 4 or 5 things in it. There's a thing that's called EDDM postcard marketing, where you can actually select different sections of a zip code and send mailings to everyone there. It's infinitely cheaper than actually having to buy a stamp, get the address, and send it to people. You actually do not need people's actual addresses. You can get their information just from the zip code that you're sending the information to. And if you can create and design a beautiful postcard that just kind of sticks out from the rest, it makes it quite easy to be able to create something that demands attention when people open up their mailboxes. Now, the next thing to do with that service is you got to find people to actually put on the postcard. We're talking about local businesses that actually want to get in front of the people that you're going to be sending these postcards to. Usually a local business, if they want to do this on their own, they'd probably have to spend around $2,000 to $2,500 per campaign that they send. And I can tell you, in a lot of situations, they're probably not going to see the return on that kind of investment. So let's just say, as the creator of the card, you charge for those 16 spots that are on that big 9x12 card around $500 per spot, which again is a lot cheaper than a couple of thousand that they would be spending to do this all on their own. So you're a bargain. That means you would net around $5,000 to $6,000 every time you put together a campaign. So you take that $5,000 or $6,000, you spend around $1,500 to go ahead and mail it to everybody, and you get to keep the rest. That's more than a 60% profit margin. Now, most of the jobs that we talked about in this video do require you to at least have a laptop where you can sit down and have to go out there and hire teams to, get a lot of this work done. But if that's not really your thing, or maybe you don't have a laptop, you just have a smartphone, I want you to check out the video right here where I list a whole bunch of side hustles where you can make extra money strictly from your phone. So click there to watch the next video. And remember, I believe in you. It's about time that you believed in yourself. Take care.